How's it? This is Mundo. Check it out. This is my Reunion Blues gig bag from back in the olden days, like the late 80s, more than 30 years at least. I've used it all these years. It's been around the world. What does this say? Got a little tag. Burswood, Australia. I think the other one's broke. Little half-fingered glove I make no apologies for. Man, it's really held up. I used it all the way until this year, and the zipper gave out. If you notice the tubing, that was going, but I didn't care. But the zipper gave out, and it's either replaced the whole zipper, which I still may do, but basically it means it's time for a new gig bag. So I got a new gig bag. Check it out. My new Reunion Blues Continental Voyager gig bag. This is sweet. Back in 2018, I did a video on this mono case, and that's holding up really well as well. But I want to talk about this Continental Voyager, and then I want to professionally speak about how I would use both of these gig bags for a specific type of gig. I'm only into not necessarily soft, but gig bags, not hard shell cases. For acoustics, I have another Voyager. This is a Reunion Blues, and then I have a mono vertical, and I use these. I tend to use the mono vertical more, just because I have a top pocket. I really love this pocket, and I can, when it's an acoustic gig, I can basically pack the whole gig in here and take a small amp. Also, this is an easier bag to top load. I'm really into top loading gig bags. That's not the case with this. You can top load this. I have tried it, but it's easier to lay it flat. Let's check it out real quick. There's a lot of details on this. You could look it up. Just off the bat, rubberized foam headstock grip, convenient stash exterior pockets. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's built awesome. Water resistance zippers and EVA back material. I'm going to talk to that. And then ballistic quadra weave on the outer side. But let's look at this really quick. So I mentioned top loading. Let's see if I can do it real quick. This is made more as an open clam, and I'm using this every day. I did pay for this, and I've had it for more than a month. So there's a lot of things I can tell you how I like about it. Check this out. This is a 24 fret guitar, and I still have room up here. Both cases float the headstock so it's not touching. And then you've got this secure strap for the neck. Don't fall, guitar. You also have these bumpers on the bottom. I like to keep this bumper in, and what I do is keep the strap pin, and they have an indentation. I shove that strap pin in there. This is plush. This is really nice. One thing I really like, and I'm going to talk a little about that compared to the mono, which is the M80 version, is this sidewall. It's hard. It's so if you're coming in from especially this way, it's not going to get compromised. It's going to stay really nice. You got a pocket here. Look at the slim profile. I'll get the mono. One pocket. Mono has one pocket and an upper pocket. I'll just look at this really quick. I got my Strat. We didn't do the top load, did we? The top load attempt. There you go. Headlock. I don't know if the new ones still have this little zipper here, but I actually use it a lot. Check that out. After 6 years, this is pretty much shredded. For this Strat, I've got a lot more wiggle room this way, but it's not bad at all. Okay, I'm going to try the top load experiment. I have done it. Watch it not happen. So if I have the zipper down here, I take the guitar, top load. There you go. Voila. But I have a long walk, by the way, into the Mystere show every day at the Treasure Island, and I'm finding I'm using this guy more than the mono. And both of these, just like modelers, I'm thinking everything's a tool. Some tools are better for some gigs than others. All modelers are great. Some might work better for you or work better for the gig. Yeah, let's talk about some similarities and dissimilarities. I do like that it's thinner. I do like that the mono, the Reunion Blues acoustic case I showed you, and the Vertigo mono case, they all have a D-ring. So I do this all the time when I get to a gig, and I don't lose my keys. If I'm doing a corporate gig here in Vegas, it's a long load in, and you'll get backstage in a big convention room, and it's dark, and just always knowing my keys are there, they're not going to fall out of a pocket, coat pocket. I really appreciate that. So D-rings are great. No D-rings on this baby, but they just came out with a new version called the Expedition, and I think they have D-rings on the side, possibly also like the mono system to add a little case, which I do not use. But yeah, so quickly, hey, if I was doing a corporate gig, I would take the mono. The mono has the D-rings. Mono has this upper pocket here with a hook. Pens, see, pens, picks, capos, it's all right there, quick for me to grab on a gig. Both have really nice lower pockets. iPad test. Yeah, lots of room there. Music. Lots of room there. So really nice. You have a cable. I guess this is for cable tying. Little side pocket. This guy's a little tight. Inner pocket here. Really nice. So yeah, both of these I could take for a corporate gig. I'm just going to be more apt to take this mono for this. Handles. I got this and really do not like this handle. It feels hard on the edges. It feels really, it's got that ballistic quadra weave on the outer end. The inside's squishy and got little grooves for my fingers. Did not like it. And then I walked to the gig and I love it. It is, what do they call it? The zero gravity? Zero G palm contoured handle with weight distributing foam core. It says it right there. Anyway, no, it's awesome. I hated it, now I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things about this bag. Got another one to talk to too. But man, I got a long walk. I wear a backpack in there, and I got a long walk into work, and I just let my arm hang down, and it does distribute the weight. It's really nice. You know, if you've done a lot of playing, you're older like me, your arm gets a little tapped out from lots of playing. This is super nice. Yeah, I try it if you're in a store, pick it up and try it with a guitar in it. The other thing I really like is this handle here. It has stretched out in a month to where it's now perfect. It was a bit tight when I first got it, so remember that. Both of these guitars have a handle. What I like better about the Reunion Blues, I'm 5'10" by the way, I'm guessing that's average height, is I can walk like this and it's not touching the ground. So if I'm walking with a bunch of people, well, most importantly, I have to take an elevator as part of the walk, and it's really packed with tourists and employees. So you know, can't be like this in an elevator. You can bring it close to your body. More people come in, you got to back up. This is great. I'm not bending my arm. If I had to do it this way, whoops. If I had to do it this way, I'm bending my arm to get it off the ground. I love these back handles on any gig bag. But this is perfect. I walk in, I have to do a key code for the door, open the door, walk through. There's people coming through. This is awesome. If I was in line at an airport for a fly gig, essential. It's a small thing that's such a big thing. Yeah, I said I would take the mono M80 to like a corporate gig, but if I was doing a fly out gig, I would definitely take this for the reason of the handle. This handle and this handle, you do a lot of walking in the airport, of course, but it's sleeker, and like I said, the sidewalls really hold its shape and protect the guitar. If I was putting it, up in an overhead compartment, how many times at least I cannot be the only guy. You get your early boarding, whatever you could do to get on the plane early. Get up there, you get your own spot. If I was putting it up, picture this is the overhead compartment, flapping over, and I would take my backpack and kind of shove it in this little nook here. Good. So then you get on the plane, did your due diligence, got on early, and then what happens? People come and they take their overheads and they slam it into, they don't see that it's a guitar, they just see it's luggage. They just want to get it up there, they slam it in there, and that has happened with this guitar, this bag, and it did well. I think this one might do better. It's sleeker. Yeah, this is not gonna be compromised. It's gonna protect your guitar. So, fly gig for sure. Did I mention this has a side pocket? Nice. It's happened 3 times, but with that Juillerat case, let's see if there's even a stain still. Yeah, in Asia, it was raining. We were covered. All of these instances I'm going to tell you about, I was kind of covered. We had our luggage, and I just put this on the ground, and even though you kind of felt dry from being covered, the water was coming up on the bottom, and this thing got soaked. And that's just, nobody was probably thinking about it. My guitar was fine, but I was always kind of sensitive to that. The mono vertigo bag has this big rubber boot on the bottom. Yeah. This is like a rubber as well. And like they said, it's waterproof. The zipper's waterproof. So once again, on a fly-out gig, I was in Chicago 2 times in Asia. Chicago, I was completely dry. It was raining, and once again, water was coming up from the bottom. So stuff you don't think about. You don't want anything to get wet. So some of the funnest gigs, and funnest is a word, are bar gigs. Sometimes it's a jam, sometimes it's a low-paying gig, but nobody's telling you what to play. You go to these bar gigs, but a lot of the bars, as fun as they are, they're gnarly. And for that reason, I like to take a top-loading bag. Other situations is in Vegas. It's happened a few times where it's a jam session. There's tons of guitars, and you just can't find any room to set it down and then open up your guitar. So top loading as well. And then setting it down and the floor is gnarly. There's no tabletop. I was in Laguna once, and the tabletop had spilt beer or water and stuff, and I didn't realize, and I put the case on top of that. So yeah, for a bar gig and stuff, I probably would take the mono. But yeah, I'm using this for my daily commuter. Let's check out the straps. With the mono, both these guitars you can tuck in a little pocket. You can tuck the straps in, and I often just use one strap on the mono. Okay, that's really comfortable. What's a little, not the most comfortable, okay, so if you notice, it's a little, I'm going to get on my knees. It's above my head, not too bad, but it's right around my butt, and if you're walking a lot, you get slapped. No big deal, but long load-ins, pushing the cart, with your gear, it's just something to deal with, right? You got this pocket here. Boom. Oh, these are nice. So this is attached on the top already for you. I'll zip that baby up. I'm strapped, challenged, so give me a second.
5 hours later.
I'm strapped, challenged. Alright, that's about the same there. So if I was doing the one arm thing, as long as I don't touch this hard outer surface, it's really comfortable. My arm goes there, kind of above my weight, my butt at this point. Let's go back down. So much higher than the M80 mono bag. Oh, nice. So I'm cinching this down, backpack style. There's no backpack middle clip, but man, that is really nice. And probably get it up higher, but at the moment, it's kind of fitting in the small of my back, like a backpack. So that's really cool. Only thing I would worry about, maybe not too bad, high hitting the top here. But I gotta say the weight bearing load, little better than the mono for me. Straps are really cushioned nice. You got this quadra weave material on the outer end. They feel really light. The mono bag straps are really nice. They're thinner though. And yeah, this is, yeah, for a long walk, this is the way to go. So once again, fly out gig. Boom! If I was going to be nitpicky about this, is the lack of D-rings. But like I said, the Expedition has one. I don't know if it still matters. I'm not doing as many fly-out gigs, hardly any, maybe 1, 2 a year. Back in the day, this clip here, and I would actually bring a little hanger clip as well in the front pocket. Back in the day, we would travel with printed FAA rules, and in that it said if you had a clip, it would be categorized as a garment bag, and if they ever gave you a hard time, you could actually put it in the garment closet, and they never gave me a hard time. If they did, I whipped out the FAA rules. The only time it didn't work was in Australia. Flying from Sydney to Perth. That's the one time that never worked, but other than that, you know, I won a lot and lost once. Yeah, that's the one thing I relied on this all the time. Even if I didn't use it, I'm like, look what I got here. So, and one other tiny thing I wish every bag would do, luggage as well, but luggage is pretty good with it. Someplace to put my information, my business card, like some kind of holder. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, right there. Someplace just to put a tag in case the guitar gets misplaced. And by the way, quick question. How many people are using those Apple AirTags and sticking them in their gig bags and luggage when you do fly out gigs? I'd love to know. But yeah, there you go. I'm really loving this gig bag. I've been using it for a month. Both bags are great. I explained some differences, how maybe one would work better for a gig versus another type of gig. But yeah, if you've got any input, I'd love to hear it. I think it's worth it to spend some extra money to protect your precious guitars, and also they're gonna last for the long haul. So this is Mundo. Appreciate you watching. Aloha.